second lesson, we'll be looking at defining user profiles and personas. You'll learn what a customer or buyer persona is, why they're important, and how to create your own for your business. First of all, customer or buyer persona, the two terms are interchangeable. They are fictional representations of your ideal customer. However, it's not all fake because they are based on real data and categorized by market segment. So you really need to influence your ideal customer based on real data, observed interviews, and any form in which you can get in touch to reality. Don't forget that. These customer personas will help you shape your startup to their needs and also market to them more effectively. They're important because without one, your startup is going to waste a lot of time and probably money in trying to attract customers who at the end might just not be interested at all in your product. It's also the first step in then defining your target market to which then you can sell your product. So keep in mind that a problem is not simply the lack of a solution, but a pain point, a very specific pain point that affects a significant amount of people. It shouldn't just be one person's problem. It should be a group of people who are consciously suffering that pain point and who would potentially gain from the solution you're offering. Make sure to always keep the customer at the center of your business rather than the solution itself. And consider different potential customers for your idea or technology. So don't just stop at one, consider them across the board and then zoom in and try to be as specific as possible. This end profile will help you identify common behavioral patterns, shared pain points, goals and challenges that your potential customers will have. Here I've got some templates. Let's dive a bit deeper into one and see what the different elements are of actually creating your customer persona. So I'm going to start on the left side. Start with some personal information. You need to know who they are, how old are they, where do they live, is it a male or a female, or other. Think about really all these different defining elements from a purely personal information point of view. What is their job? What is their family situation? Why is this important? Because someone who's 15 or 50 will have different needs. Someone who has 3 kids or none at all will also have different needs. So the more you zoom into the very specific elements, the more you're able to get to the exact customer, the ideal customer for you. Add some personality traits and a short bio. So what is their story? What is their personal and professional history? What events make them an ideal customer for your product? Then we tend to list also some goals and frustrations. So what are their goals? What products are they using? What do they want improved? What are their current frustrations in the products that they use? Motivation, what motivates them in daily life? What are their drivers? Is it someone who's at home a lot or someone who goes out a lot? Is it someone who's a very outdoorsy or not? All these motivations, depending on your product, will be very important. What are the brands and influencers? And what are the preferred channels? So where will you find them? What channels do they use? And how can you reach them? Because your communication, not only channel, but also strategy, will also change significantly if it's a 15 or 50-year-old person. So in general, we have now an ideal fictionalized character. How do you use this? Well, you can use it to define your target market. Once you have an ideal customer, you can bundle it up into a group of consumers, and those are the ones that you want to reach for your product. You can also use it to focus your product, knowing that you're tailoring to a 15 or a 50-year-old will change how how you create your product, and it uses also to clarify your message. I always suggest, if necessary, to create multiple customer profiles depending on how broad your customer segments are. 2 to 3. Do not create too many, as they will end up being kind of useless if you have too many different profiles that you cater to. So create more as long as you're not overextending your team or your product in order to meet the needs. And as long as you have a clear understanding of each customer's profile's defining features. They need to be different. If you're creating more than one, they need to be very different, and your need to be able to distinguish them. You're communicating to one the different way than you're communicating to another. You're reaching one in one place and you're reaching one in another. And so make sure that you use them, and that how many you create, they are useful to your business and to how to sell to your personas. So we've learned what a customer or buyer persona is, why it's important, and we've also seen how to create one using the template. So give it a try.